Gil Martin here, and welcome everybody to the Daily Packers Post, where we give you in-depth daily coverage of your Green Bay Packers. We're here every Monday through Friday bringing you in-depth Packers analysis. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button so you never miss an episode. Today we're going to talk about sort of the elephant in the room, and that is the future of cornerback Jaire Alexander. It's been something that's been on everybody's mind really since right after the playoff loss to the Eagles, when the team was cleaning out their lockers at Lambeau Field, and Alexander basically, made some comments that made it seem like he may not be back in Green Bay. And, what he basically said was he didn't know if he was even going to be here next year, and that if he didn't have anything good to say, he wasn't going to talk to the media. So immediately after that, all kinds of speculation about Jaire Alexander. And here's why Brian Gutekunst, the Packers general manager, has a difficult decision to make about Alexander. Alexander, first-round pick of the Packers back in 2018, actually the very first player drafted by Gutekunst after he took over as the Packers GM. And he has been, when he's played, a very, very good cornerback. He is a shutdown guy when he's healthy. Last year, still had solid statistics, even though he only played in 7 games all year. And, again, you really want to see more. But what he did, opposing quarterbacks completed just 56.7% of their passes and had a quarterback rating of just 86.9 when throwing last year to receivers covered by Jaire Alexander, according to ProFootballReference.com. He is a shutdown corner who can take away one side of the field, or, he's not going to completely prevent an opposing star receiver from getting the ball, but he really does a good job of minimizing the impact of that player and loves to go head-to-head with some of the best wideouts in the game. Here's the issue, though. In the last 2 seasons, Jaire Alexander has only played 14 out of a possible 34 games. That's 7 games in each of the last 2 seasons. And he hasn't come close to playing, more than half the season in 3 of the last 4 years. He's also got a very high cap hit of $24.9 million. And the deal is this. The team could save $6.84 million, roughly, in cap space if they were to release Jaire Alexander right away. Or if they designate him after June 1st, they could save $17.08 million this year, but then the rest of the dead cap hit, another, let's say, $7-8 million, would go to 2026. So you're spreading it out, but there's still the dead cap money. Now, Brian Gutekunst addressed the media at the scouting combine in Indianapolis on Tuesday, and he was very non-committal about Alexander's future with the team. He said, "We'll see. We're working through that. He certainly could be back, but we'll work through that as we go. We've got to get him out there more." Obviously, we've talked about there's been a lot of frustration on his part. He wants to be out there badly, and not being able to be out there at his best has frustrated him, and it's frustrated our football team too, because we're better with him. The starters as of right now at cornerback, if they don't keep Jaire Alexander, it's Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine on the perimeter, Javon Bullard in the slot. Now, none of those guys come close to doing as well as Alexander does when he's healthy. So you got to answer the question. First of all, can the relationship between Jaire Alexander and the Green Bay Packers front office and coaching staff be repaired? Then the next question is, does this team believe that Alexander can stay healthy, play through those injuries, and get back on the field. Whenever he's been on the field, the quality of play has been there. Look, every player has a bad game now and again. I'm not going to say Alexander is perfect, but he is a Pro Bowl caliber player. He's been to 2 Pro Bowls. And, when you take out the 3 seasons out of his 7 so far that he's been banged up, that means he's been a Pro Bowl player in 2 of his 4 healthy seasons. And if you get rid of his rookie season, it's 2 of 3. So the production is there when the health is there, but the health hasn't been there. And the old cliche in the NFL, the most important ability in the NFL is availability. And Jaire Alexander just hasn't been available. So I think, again, you could try to make a trade for Jaire Alexander, send him somewhere, maybe as part of a package that could bring you either another corner or an edge rusher or a veteran receiver that could maybe improve this team, or a draft pick, although it's not going to be a great draft pick because teams know that the Packers, if they're trying to trade Jaire Alexander, it's because they can't mend fences with him. So you got the choice of holding on to him, mending fences, hoping he gets healthy. You could try to restructure or renegotiate his deal and keep him, although I don't think Jaire will be all that thrilled with that. After all, his nickname is Ja Money, so, probably not going to go for that. And if that's the case, then you can't keep him because he will not be happy and could be a disruption in the locker room. Or you try to trade him or release him and get nothing. And believe me, here's the underlying fact that whatever the Packers decide to do with Jaire Alexander will have a ripple effect on the draft, free agency, and what this team does going forward. Because if you don't bring back Jaire Alexander, or even if you do bring him back, cornerback is a need, but it's a much bigger need if your shutdown guy isn't there. And even if he does come back, you probably need to draft a cornerback either on day 1 or day 2, just to groom somebody to take Alexander's place once whether it's next year or the year after, once he's done being a Packer. So it's a priority, but it could be a big priority. It could change the number of draft picks the Packers have. It could change the approach the team has to re-signing Eric Stokes or maybe some of the other veterans on this team who may or may not be re-signed. Just a lot of dominoes that fall depending on what the Packers decide to do. So what do you think the Packers should do about Jaire Alexander? Feel free to say so on the comments and let us know what you're thinking. I'm Gil Martin. I am the editor and host of the Daily Packers Post and of the Packers Post website. Check out our articles there at thepackerspost.com. Again, hit subscribe and hit the like button so you never miss an episode. And thank you for watching the Daily Packers Post. Go, Pack, go.